Quick look at the Philco cabinet and then back to the power supply. Good morning YouTube. Here on a Sunday, it is 11:30 in the morning. I have this in place here on the bench. We take a look at this and see what it looks like. I did this last night before I went to bed, so it should just about be ready to go. That's the one side, the side that had the good wood piece still, and basically just glued it right back onto the board. So it should be ready to go for when I get the chassis done. I don't think I'm going to work on the other side, which is the side over here, today. I have decided the all Philco and no other videos make Moslack a dull channel. So I'm going to switch back over to the 300 volt DC power supply. I have, I think, all the parts for that. So that's probably what I'll do next. I'm going to clean this up first, and once I do, I can go ahead and start on that. Now I did get this out, and I don't know how much I've got filmed because my camera died on me. It didn't really die, but it decided it had been 30 minutes. It was time to quit. my camera, my Sony, just takes a break after 30 minutes and decides it's time to stop. So that's just the way it's set up. But anyway, it got this out, and I did get the cane. Well, I ain't got it cleaned out, but it's you can see it is, you know, ready to go. All I really have to do is restuff it, and it will be ready to use. And I think what I'm going to do is put the new caps in, the heat shrink around them, put some glue, hot glue around that, put it down into the glue, let them sit there, and then fill it up with glue. You know, like until I can get the cap on, or not the cap, but the round piece here. And then once I get that out, I'll have the wires sticking through it, and I'll shoot some more hot glue in between the wires, and it'll just be, when it hardens up, it'll be just basic like a new one. So that's how I'm doing that. That's how I'm doing that. All right, let me get this place cleaned up a little bit, and we'll get over to the 300 volt power supply and see what we got. Alright, I'm back once more on the, as promised, on the power supply. What I did was take and put this is the front panel back side, as you can see written on there. So it sits this way on the, in the thing here. Let me show you. There, you can see it there. That's how it will fit. I had it screwed in a minute ago when I did the tracing. But what I wanted to do was to trace out the outline of the plastic, which I did here, and you can see I got it on the white there. But that gives me an idea of where this meter can go as far as how far over and things like that. So now that I have this basic corner here defined, I can use my ruler and mark out the rest of the dimensions on there, and should come out just right, I think. But anyway, so I want to cut this first and get that in there. Once I do that, that's the big hole. The rest of them are just drilled holes, and they shouldn't be a problem. But basically, like I said, the meter will fit there, and two jacks underneath are red and black, and two yellows over here and a black, and then my switches and my pot. I shouldn't say my switches, the switch and the pots. I'm having second thoughts about the rocker switch. I could use that one, but I'm thinking more of a toggle switch. Easier hole to drill, number one, and I just like that better. I think that's what's on my. Well, I was going to say that's what's on there, but that's got a that kind of switch on it. So, all right. that's where I'm at right now. Let me do some figuring, and I'll measure this hole out, and then I'm going to check it against the meter to make sure that it fits that properly. Once I do that, and then we'll be able to continue. Alright, there you can see what I have going on now. I have the marked out for the meter. You can see around here, and if we look over here, you can see it on this side and that side, and the front side's the same. It's right on the money. That is what I want to start out with. Now that probably is too small, but again, that's how I want to start it out. I want to get this, as you can see, now the top one is down a little bit, or up a little bit, I should say. So it's if I cut that line out, it will be a good start. I can use the files to go from there. But that's how it's got to be. So, like I said, once I cut all this out, I should have a fairly good starting spot. I think it will fit in there. I think there's a small edge right here. Can you see that? In fact, I can feel it right there. There's just a small edge where it actually goes up a little bit in size. Not very much, but there is a lip there. And like I said, I think it will fit in there, that part, and then all I have to do is resize it for the lip, as it were, and it should be perfect. I think that's what I'm going to do. So I probably won't show this because it gets rather loud. And so anyway, that's what I'm going to try to do here real quick. It's 12:05 right now in the afternoon, so we'll be back. Good afternoon again at YouTube. It is 12:31 now in the afternoon. You can see I do have the hole cut. I seem to be getting better at this. Seems like every time I cut a hole for a meter like this, I mess up something, but this one's went pretty good. I had a little slight mishap there, but I think that'll all be covered by the edge of the, what do you call it, and if it's not, I can dab a little blue paint on there. It's not a big deal. So, like I said, this it fits down to the lip right now, so it's a little tight, but that's what I wanted. I wanted it tight. So it does come out and go in. Probably what I'll do is take and clean up the edges here a little bit. I've cleaned them up a little bit. I'll clean them up a little bit more. And you can see the corners don't always come out really good because you can't get that round disc in there to, without, causing problems. So, of course, now these corners are rounded just a hair anyway, not a lot, but they're rounded just a little bit. And so I think once I clean the corners out, all four corners, and then reassess my situation, I think we'll be okay. So let me do that and I'll come back again. Alright, well there's what you got. It is in there. It is in there really nice and tight. So I think that's going to work out just fine. I'm not worried too much about this little damage here, but I may have to get some blue paint or something. It's not a big deal. This is not supposed to be a show project or anything like that. It's just a functional piece of equipment. So let's put it in here real quick and just see how it fits in. Fits in pretty darn good. Oops, there it goes. I wasn't jam it back all the way. There we go. Now, like I said, it fits in real good. The two places here for the, I've got to measure those out and get those evened out and find a good place for them. That'll be next. Once I get those in, I want to move on to the other side and get some holes drilled for those things as well. And that will pretty much complete the faceplate. It really not too much else to do to it. I mean, you have to wire it obviously, but the next thing I do after I get this faceplate done like I want it is to work on the circuit board some more. I haven't even got that done yet. This is where I left off. I just The 2 diodes and the capacitor is the only thing I've got. I've got wires to go over to the pot, and the something else I forget, but these are ground wires because I painted those black, or I didn't paint them, but I colored them black, so we'll have to remember that, and that will work out rather well. I still don't know exactly where I'm going to put it. The fan, I don't even know where the fan went to, but it's here somewhere. I thought it was all in here, but apparently not. I'll have to find out. Anyway, that fan is going to go here with the heat sink. That's another thing I need to do is mark out some holes for these to put in the bottom, so that can, basically I think it's going to fit like this up against the side there, and the fan on the other side of it blowing that way, and then this will fit in there also. Like I said, it doesn't have to fit in there, but it can fit in there, and I think I'm going to try to get it all in there if I can. I've got to put the fish paper down for this, get some spacers here for the what do you call it, and that's going to pretty much do that. So I think I've got enough for a video, so I'm going to stop here and work some more on some other stuff, and you guys have a pleasant day. I do appreciate you watching, and we will see ya.